Hello everyone, I want to do a quick video today and talk to you about my journey and experience so far with dealing with tinnitus, in the hopes that if you are new to Liam's page or if you've came across this video for the first time, it will provide you a blanket of hope and reassurance that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that the stories I'm going to explain to you today will give you that optimism that making small changes can have a massive impact, not only in the reduction of your tinnitus but also your overall health, which many of us take for granted. Now, I feel like I was always going to develop some sort of hearing issue. Years of abuse, listening to music way too loud for too long, taking the earphones off, you'd hear the ringing noise, the sound would subside. Now, around about December time, I noticed that ringing noise was more apparent. It was bearable. I'd say it was about 3 out of 10. Not to where it was impacting my quality of life, but somewhere I was noticing it. Now, certain things happened in my life after that point to where the tinnitus spiked, and what that resulted in was the fight or flight responses, all the emotional responses that everyone's probably experienced watching this video. You know, the panic attacks, the anxiety, the overthinking, how am I going to deal with this, doing everything you can to ignore the sound, finding distractions, listening to white noise, everything. I felt like I tried and didn't have any success whatsoever. And I did what everyone else did, which was go to YouTube or go to the internet in the hopes that I would find a overnight solution or an instant cure. And I was rudely awakened by the sheer negative views of everyone who was experiencing tinnitus. There's no cure. You know, I've lived with this for 20 years. Give up all the stuff that you're trying. I've been to all the tests. Things that you don't want to read when you're in that negative mindset already. Luckily, during that search, I came across someone suggesting Liam's videos. Now, I did a lot of research. I was watching his videos, and I kind of picked on the fact that he wasn't a snake oil salesman, and some of the stuff and methods he was suggesting kind of already resonated with my lifestyle and things that I was open-minded to anyway. So I incorporated them. This was 7 days prior to following his program. Now, during that period, I was following what you would say a very Western diet anyway. Very processed foods, high sugar desserts, carbohydrate heavy meals, fried foods, everything that you can think of. And overlooking the fact that these not only could have been having a massive impact on my tinnitus, but also overlooking what other negative areas it was having on my overall health, because surely if everyone else has got the same diet, they should be experiencing what I'm experiencing. Such a very naive way of looking at everything, really, and how I was mistaken. Now, before that, I developed a reaction. I don't know what I would say it was. Acne, bumps on my face, in my temple area, around the eyebrow area. I also had inflammation that was coming and going in my nose. The skin was becoming tight. I'd also, for long periods, get calcium stones. Now, I'd go to the doctors every time, explain, asking them what it could be. They obviously had the pill for every ill attitude. Have this cream, try this medicine, it'll clear it up. Not looking at the root cause. And the 7-day period, taking out all carbohydrates, cutting out chocolate, things that it was my vice. Chocolate every day for me was something that I couldn't live without. Now, as I was saying, 7 days prior to following the program, I removed all carbohydrates, I removed all sugar, removed caffeine, everything that Liam suggests that you do. I noticed my tinnitus reduced from an 8 to a 3. Now, that wasn't the main side effect that I felt as well during that time. What I noticed was the reduction in the inflammation in my nose. I noticed that the spots or the bumps or whatever they were disappeared. The calcium stones disappeared, but I also noticed as well that my energy was high. I wasn't feeling lethargic after every meal. Eating the steak, the liver, the eggs every day. Now, I think Liam mentions this in his videos. Is it the food that you're eating on a daily basis, or is it the reduction? Now, I don't know. I'm still experimenting, but I do know that the negative impact for me personally, having those things that often I overlooked and thought, surely this couldn't be having this much of a negative impact on my life and overall health, shocked me. I wasn't feeling, like I said, lethargic after every meal. My stomach was feeling flatter in the morning. I wasn't feeling bloated. I just felt overall healthy. Now, one area I was worried about was I was worried the removing carbohydrates from the diet, removing these things that I have on a daily basis, what I was going to substitute that food or that void with, and what impacts it would have on my energy and also muscle mass. Going to the gym every day, it was one area that I felt did maybe have a positive impact on the overall feel, having carbohydrates, but also at the same time, what that would do to my overall look. Would I become gaunt? Would I look too skinny? Would I feel like I've lost all the progression I've made by going to the gym? Would I lose all that? Now, there's a machine in the gym that I use which monitors your overall body composition, your BMI, your water retention, your muscle mass. Now, one thing I noticed within the 4-week period following the program of Liam's was my fat loss reduced by 1.7 kilograms. My overall mass increased by 1.9 kilograms, which I was shocked at. So overall, I looked a little bit leaner, and it may have appeared to me that I was losing that muscle mass. It was actually the opposite, which I was shocked about completely. Now, 4 weeks into it, I have incorporated other things. Grounding, I don't know if anyone's experienced this before, and the grounding that I've experienced is that I did 6 hours the other day, and I noticed certain spikes happening during that 6-hour period. I wasn't just stood in a field grounded for 6 hours. There was an event on where I had the ability to do grounding for that long. But then the next day, the tinnitus was a little bit less. So I don't know if you guys have experienced something similar by doing grounding for long periods of time. I've also picked up on my overall face feeling a lot more clearer by reducing, whether it's chocolate, whether it's the caffeine, whether it's the carbohydrates. I feel like I feel a lot more energized. My skin looks like it's glowing a bit more. It didn't look rough, where sometimes that you would have that feeling of being lethargic. Your face wouldn't look as fresh. And I'd never really thought that food could have such a negative impact on your overall face. It blew my mind that just in that 7-day period, my face went from a mess, inflammation everywhere, to reduction in the ringing noise, and also clearing up of the face. Now, hopefully these stories will provide you some hope or reassurance. I feel I'm quite fortunate in the tinnitus journey that I developed it, like I said, to a point where I was noticing it around about December time, and I came across and found Liam's video so where I could incorporate these methods now, where sadly some people have had it for years and years and years, and I'm optimistic to know that it's something that's going to be a long journey. And for a lifestyle that I've had for 40 years, how am I expecting to find instant cure in the matter of weeks? So this is where I'm quite positive, knowing that I've had such a massive impact by making these small changes. Hopefully this video will provide that reassurance that if you've also following these methods and you've noticed a reduction in your tinnitus, even by a slight amount, it's better than what probably the doctors have provided you. I went to my doctor, they told me it was a 12-month waiting list. You know, it's just ridiculous, really. So what the reason that might be, I don't know. There's definitely an increase in tinnitus. It's something I'd hear every now and again when people mention it. I don't know if anyone plays video games and notice that on Call of Duty now there's a setting on there that you can reduce tinnitus. Why that is, you guys can connect the dots. I have my own theory on why tinnitus is going through the roof. But for me personally, I feel like it was only a result of my lack of a neglect of dealing with my own health, not looking at my diet as a serious impact on how it could totally mess up my head area, and hopefully this video will provide you that reassurance. I will be doing updates in the hopes that, you know, I'm expecting the spikes to come and go, like Liam explains, and I will take that with a pinch of salt and see that as a positive thing. So yeah, hopefully the video has provided you some reassurance. Like I said, it isn't a gold pot at the end of the rainbow, and I'm still fairly new into this journey so far. But yeah, hopefully we all get through this. It is kind of little like a cult, which I've fallen into with the Facebook group. But also, again, it's providing me reassurance, things that I need to incorporate, things that I need to reevaluate on my own life, my thyroid, the medication I take for that, and how I can overcome that long term to where tinnitus is something, a thing of the past. So yeah,